English teacher pot 76, pot 76. It deals with the framing and delivering questions and handling students' responses in ways that encourage and optimize the inquiry process and train students to participate productively in it. Students too should ask questions both of their teachers and of one another. And teachers should stimulate this process. Responding appropriately to your students' questions may often involve clearly explaining information or procedures to help your students understand any unfamiliar procedure, process, concept, generalization, or principle. Our tutorial discusses systematically approach of the teaching of the concept generalization through a process of perception, definition, analysis, provision of the examples and the non-examples. Examples should be illustrated, critically attributed, and students should learn to distinguish critical and non-critical attributes. Well, it describes the principles and the practices of teaching skills, cognitive, psychomotor, affective procedures that can be learned and performed to demonstrate learning. Before teaching a skill, it is useful to make a task analysis that identifies and links the components. Following a step-by-step process, it includes orientation, demonstration, monitoring of students' practice, evaluation of performance, provision of the prompt and the pertinent feedback, and periodic review. This plan, modified on the spot as necessary, will promote effective lesson delivery. Skills teaching usually includes the process of demonstrating and explaining. Suggestions are made for effective delivery of these processes. Well, at the end, it will outline the classification of thinking skills and suggest approaches of teaching them. By teaching thinking skills and processes, training your students in task analysis, you can help them to achieve their more general goals of education. Students need to understand the variety of the problem-solving procedures, practice them, receive feedback on their practice, revise them and apply them so that at some stage they will be able to conceptualize them. So now we discuss asking and answering questions. What's in a question, you ask? Everything. It is the way of evoking, stimulating responses or satisfying inquiry. It is, in a sense, the very core of teaching. Well, we can have an overview on the same, and we can see that there are positive, productive questions and handling students. Well, we can find questionnaires and responses for the students, and it is an important part of every teacher's day. Effective questioning involves a step-by-step process of gaining attention, directing a question to your whole class, allowing wait time, asking an individual to respond, listening to the response, and again waiting briefly before acknowledging the answer in one of the many ways. The wording of the questions and the manner of directing them make a considerable difference in the way students respond. In framing and asking questions, consider your students' ability and developmental levels. Distribute questions widely and handle students' responses positively to encourage them to risk answering or to ask questions of their own, both of you and of their peers. Responding to your students' questions often involves explaining information or procedures. Explanations are needed to clarify any unfamiliar procedures, processes, concept, generalization, or principle. Effective explanations must be planned carefully in a process that involves analysis, logical organization, definition, finding examples, and summarizing. Delivering explanations effectively includes keeping to essentials appropriate to your students' level of development. And that's how we can move along and have great results on them.